Mental illness doesn't discriminate.
It affects men and women.
Young and old, everyone.
It could be your best friend,
Your brother.
your parents.
50% of mental disorders develop by the age of 14.
1 in 5 Canadians
will struggle with a mental illness in their lifetime.
I could be one.
I could be one.
I could be one.
I could be one.
I am one.
6 Olympic Games, 6 Olympic medals. Clara Hughes' journey to the podium in both the Winter and Summer Games captured our hearts, but among her many triumphs were dark days.
My worst day, it was a case of not being able to get out of bed. It was a case of when I did get out of bed, I was crying all day.
In the months following her first 2 Olympic medal wins, Clara should have been celebrating her success. Instead, she was forced to face the hard truth.
When I get asked the question, you asked for help, how did you get it? And I didn't ask for help because I didn't have the strength to ask for help. I really want people to know that often the person suffering and struggling doesn't have the strength, doesn't have the capacity. And it's up to the rest of us to reach out.
In January, on Bell Let's Talk Day, Clara invited Canadians to join the growing conversation about mental health. She led the fight against the stigma that surrounds mental illness. Now, Clara's riding 12,000 kilometers from coast to coast to coast to talk with Canadians everywhere about creating a stigma-free country.
The more people get involved, the louder the voice that we have.
Thank you, Clara. Mike, come over. Mike, Ryan. Clara Hughes, everybody.
You are all part of the conversation. Let's talk.
How many times you lived in pain?
I'm about to start on this incredible journey all around Canada, and it's called Clara's Big Ride for Bell Let's Talk. It is an adventure, it is a pursuit to bring the mental health conversation to every single city and community across Canada, including our beautiful north. My goal is to break down the stigma attached to mental illness, to empower communities, to get the conversation going with young Canadians like it's never been before. I have been preparing for this big ride by doing thousands of kilometers on my bike, just making sure I'm ready physically, mentally, emotionally for the impact that this ride's going to have, not just on myself but on all Canadians, on our country. And I'm so excited, and I can say that I've never felt so ready to do something in my life. How people can get involved, there's many different ways. Make your own big ride or run or walk or activity or initiative in your own community. Raise funds, raise awareness for mental health, and see how you can impact your own world. It's so hard to pick my favorite spot on this ride, but I would have to say the place that has the closest point in my heart would be the north. I am over the moon that this trip is going to go on the Dempster Highway from Inuvik to Dawson City, 800 kilometers of ice, snow, and dirt, and who knows, grizzly bears, moose, wolves. It is going to be a wild adventure. People can follow along by following on Twitter, on Facebook, on the website, using your mobile phones. This is inclusive. This is not about one person or any brand. This is about Canada. So be a part of the ride.
Bonsoir tout le monde, ça va? Ça me fait plaisir de chanter devant vous ce soir and to be a part of such an amazing, amazing cause. Thank you so much, Clara, for having me here. Give it up for Clara's Ride, everybody!
I'm sure to people looking on the outside seems kind of like a superhuman to be doing this, you know what I mean? But it's so inspiring because you can see that the passion that she has behind this cause is what's firing her, you know, and firing all of her cylinders at once, you know, and it's really inspiring to know that this is possible, you know, that she is changing the world. And for me, a huge part of mental health awareness is really destigmating that whole idea that it's something that's abnormal. It's so normal.
And it's one of those things, like Clara was just saying, it can happen to anybody at any age, mental illness, and it's one of those things that people don't talk about very much.
Mental health issues are very, very close to me because I've experienced major clinical depression and gone up and down and since I was a young kid. And for me, the biggest part of the struggle was that no one knew how I felt, and that I was totally alone.
I know that Clara as a sport, and getting in her body has really helped her, and for me getting into my music has really helped me, and I kind of got super lost, and I didn't think I would ever find myself again, and I found myself through song.
There's such a huge community of people out there that are going through and have gone through the same things, and that was massive for me, to know that other people knew how I felt. And that's the most profound and beautiful thing about being alive, is community. And community means people are in it with you. That's what Clara's doing on this ride in so many ways, is she's putting herself out there and saying, you know, to hundreds of thousands and millions of people that, you know, this is what I've experienced, and I'm gonna literally, physically go across this country and talk about this. And that's so huge and so amazing. I'm so proud of her, and I think it's so amazing that she's doing what she's doing, because it's not just selfless. She's doing it because it's something that she believes in, and she really has found a place in her heart where she's realized that she can overcome a lot of these obstacles as well, just by bringing it out into the open. And yeah, I'm so proud to be a little part of her journey.
yourself some room to move to the music you hear. Gotta get up, listen to me, clap your hands, stomp your feet. People looking for the great escape, looking to the greener side, trying to find a better way. Slow down, open up your big brown eyes, feel the rhythm in your heart. You don't even need to try. Gotta get up, listen to me, clap your hands, stomp your feet.
A lot of these programs run off of budgets of $80,000 or $90,000. This is a huge amount of money to really give the outreach in small communities, particularly. One particularly that stands out was Claresholm, Alberta, and it was the Prairie Winds Community Clubhouse. And we had a little event in the park there, so the whole community came out. And people that are really struggling that take part in the programs, and they're all about creativity, about giving a place for people who struggle to express themselves through art, through spoken word, through writing. And they made a book for me, and it was filled with poetry, with stories, with artwork, and they were just like, Clara, we wanted to say thanks, and our whole membership made this book for you. And they came and gave it to me, and it was just like, this is what it is all about.
Yeah, for sure.